This is the world we're living in,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You can't say anything. You can't speak. No one can say anything. No. Everyone's got a word. Transphobia, racism, antisemitism, another phobia, fat phobia, fat shaming. Everyone's got a friggin' word nowadays, brother, for things. Can't people have conversations? And this is the thing. This is why I really do think we are living in the fall of the Western world. Do you know what I think's happening, Jesse? I think we're watching the fall of the West. I think we're living in the fall of the Western world in real time.
You think so?
I think we're living in the fall of the Western world in real time. Do you see when a people are falling, they never think that they're falling?
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like a nation never actually thinks that it's falling, but it's actually falling because inside the country is where the fall happens. People think countries get invaded. They do. They do, but only after they've weakened from the inside.
Facts, yeah.
Okay, and if you read history, which I really do, you will find that all the other nations that got invaded you can only invade a weak country, right? You can only invade it when it's weak, right? And so I said to people, listen, you lot better start learning Mandarin or Russian, one of the two, because at this point, right, the West is going to be invaded at some point in the next 150 years because it's weak. We're here arguing about whether a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, Jesse. Everything, listen, people have got, this is the world we're living in, bro. You can't say anything. You can't speak. No one can say anything. No. Everyone's got a word. Transphobia, racism, antisemitism, another phobia, fat phobia, fat shaming. Everyone's got a friggin' word nowadays, brother, for things. Can't people have conversations? And this is the thing. This is why I really do think we are living in the fall of the Western world. People don't think that they're living in the fall of the Western world, but I believe that we are. I look at the scope of what is going on, the disharmony that is happening within the West between men and women. I look at the disharmony that's happening where people don't know who the hell they are. I look at the disharmony within the education system. I look at the fact that people are not allowed to speak anymore. And if they do, they get cancelled. Bro, these are all trademarks, bro, of your nation falling.
No, facts.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
and so in my personal point of view, you guys buckle up because, it's going to get worse. If this is the way we're going, it's going to get worse. And so we are now living in the fall of the West, and everyone that has some new name for someone, oh, he's a racist. Oh, he's a transphobe. Oh, he's an anti-Semite. Yeah. Oh, he's an Islamophobe. Oh, it's just like, it's everything now, bro. Everyone's offended by something.
Yeah. It's crazy when you live in a place where you can't, you say something that's true and then you get labeled.
You get labeled, bro. You get cancelled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Oh, a man can be a woman. Really?
Have a baby then.
Really? A woman can be a man. Oh, really? You have to say it. Otherwise, we'll cancel you. So you're telling me that I have to look at an apple and say it's an orange?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to fuck me up.
I watched the Dave Chappelle thing recently on Netflix. His latest thing. He's talking about Jim Carrey. He says he's on set many years ago, and it was a Jim Carrey movie, and he didn't know that when Jim Carrey is playing a part, he stays in character, even off camera. And then when the camera stopped rolling, he goes, "Hey Jim, how's it going?" And everyone's like, "No, don't call him that. You got to call him
his character name. Yeah.
And then the whole time he's talking to Jim Carrey about calling him this other guy's name, and everyone's going on as if Jim Carrey is this other guy. And he said that's how he feels talking to trans people.
100%.
And he got some more backlash for that.
This is a thing.
But that's how he feels.
You're not allowed to say anything nowadays, guys. Everyone's going to get cancelled. And people don't understand what fascism really is. Do you know what I mean?
This is it.
You don't understand what it really is. And we're living in a time where fascism is really rearing its head. Like, forget racism, forget Islamophobia, fascism. You can't say what you know to be the truth, and if you do, we are going to get you. What? Like, if we act, this is the thing about me, I don't like to act as if things don't exist. If we act as if certain things don't exist when we know they do, then we are just as bad, right? So look at France, the new president of Burkina Faso. France in the Francophone countries currently, right now, are printing the money of the Francophone countries.
Oh yeah, I did know that actually. Yeah.
They're printing their money, which basically means if you don't do what the hell I want you to do, I can just cut off your money supply.
I own you. Even when you're dead, I own
right?
you.
And people say that white supremacy doesn't exist. What's more white supremacist than think you can print my motherfucking money and take my resources and I'm a white person? See, the thing is, I think people don't understand because I think the term white supremacy and stuff is thrown around when it doesn't actually apply. But it does exist.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist the way you think it exists. Do you know where I think white supremacy exists? In sports. Like when Leah Thomas can go into swimming as a man, a white man. You know Leah Thomas, who won the NAAC championships as a white man, identify as a woman and win the competition. Could a black guy do that? Could a black man go, a physically built black athlete, go into a woman's competition, identify as a woman and win it?
I would say yeah.
Now they probably, actually, let me retract that. Now they probably could. But generally it doesn't happen. When you see these athletes who are identifying as a different gender, it's normally white people. It's not black people going around. And I don't want to identify as a woman and go into synchronized swimming.
I know.
And like win all the synchronized swimming.
You wouldn't win
bunch of Jamaicans.
You wouldn't win anything.
A bunch of athletic Jamaicans.
I've seen like many years ago, before the whole gender fluid movement, they were like in my part of town, black men walking around in women's clothing. But they identified as men.
They didn't what?
They identified as men.
Like, yeah, but I mean, you can identify as they can identify as lesbian.
No, but they were men in women's clothing. But you ask them who they are, they tell you they're a man. They wouldn't tell you that they're a woman.
They're a woman. That's back in the day, isn't it?
Yeah, this was the time of transvestites.
Transvestites.
Yeah,
I remember because it went from transvestites to transsexuals to trans.
Yeah.
We are living in the fall of the West.
Trans comes from the Greek word, which just means to move, I think.
We're living in the fall of the West, Jesse. It's really that simple. That's what we're doing. We're living in the fall of the West, guys. And you guys buckle up and enjoy the ride because start learning Russian or Mandarin.
Yeah. Right? Also, I want to shout out Haydor13 because we clearly have different views, but you haven't jumped out the window. You're actually still watching the stream, so appreciate that.
No, but that's what I want. And that's what I've always tried to do. I've always tried to bring people together of different races, of different ethnicities, of different religions, and be able to have a conversation. Yeah. Let's have a conversation, even if we disagree.
Especially if we disagree.
Especially, I don't want to kill you, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? I can disagree with you, but it doesn't mean I want to kill you. You could be a Democrat or Republican or Labour or
Conservative. As long as you're not a black woman, you're okay, right, Sa Ra? Because you hate black women. You can't fool me. Got your number.
Even if. No, I don't hate black women. I love black women, guys. But yeah, another group of people who, if you say the truth about them, you're a black woman hater again. Another group of people. Every group's got their thing, bro. Black women got it. Misogynist. You've ever heard misogynoir?
Misogynoir, wow.
Misogynoir, bro. That's a new one coming out of America. That's misogynoir. So, basically black misogyny.
Wow.
So I would be part of the misogynoir crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Fuck off. Like, seriously, fuck off, man. Seriously, I'm so done with all of these labels, bro. Like, I think people understand. I'm so done.